Hey everyone, welcome back to the IWP Network, or if it's your first time, welcome hanging out with us. Thank you so much for choosing this podcast, and feedback is always welcome. So make sure to check the links below for all social media links, audio and video versions of this show, and merch. We look forward to hearing from you and hearing that feedback, and enjoy the show.
We are here, Patreon episode number 3. We're kind of looking at this when we started, and I was like, holy shit, like, I've been kind of slacking with the Patreon for this show. The other ones are up to like episode 4s and 5s, and this one
might just been the schedule, though.
Yeah, weird scheduling. But we are going to do what's going on in wrestling news right now. We're going to talk a little WWE Fastlane, and then we have our... Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you there.
Well, I seen it pre-show.
You seen who it was?
No, I just seen pre-show. Like the words pre-show.
We have our we don't know what each other have booked. You guys kind of know my main event because I said it as that's my main event. But we're going to book our worst WWE pay-per-view using the current roster.
Part-timers and NXT if you wanted to.
This is not W Universe, NXT, WWE.
Yeah, no one that left.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to use guys from 10 years ago.
And this isn't saying that the wrestlers suck. We're going by how they've been booked, and is this something we would want to watch or not?
We're not saying the wrestlers suck, but Tony might say if it's Goldberg.
Yeah.
I may definitely
Me and Brian may have picked some wrestlers that are not so good in the ring.
Yeah. I gave us. I think I gave a spoiler in our group chat that I think the best wrestler on my card. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm pretty sure it is. I think the best wrestler on my card is the Miz.
Yeah,
I can definitely see how
Miz is not.
I have some very successful wrestlers, but they're not the most.
Oh, mine are not. Mine are not successful at all.
Oh, let's see. Mine are. I went a different direction. I booked the worst possible card you could with people that are actually kind of on.
I booked matches I just wouldn't want to see.
Oh, I don't want to see any of these matches at all.
Yeah,
none of them.
So wrestling news. What's been going on in wrestling that's been catching you guys' attention, or you guys been seeing?
I guess the big thing this week is Peacock is now the new home of the WWE Network.
So
the Legacy Network is still around until April 4th, but it's Peacock now.
You can apparently in different countries the network will still exist. So if you want to be one of them guys, you can get the VPN and say you're living,
Canada, I think, has had like problems with it. They never had like the real network.
Yeah,
they didn't. An add-on with Rogers.
It was on Raw. Yeah, so you could say you live in South Africa and you can still watch the network fine. But I just saved the email here for it because they did send an email explaining what's going to happen. It says WDNet is moving and beginning April 5th, it will be exclusively available on Peacock in the U.S. As a result, your current WWE Network subscription will end on April 4th.
You think before WrestleMania? You could just log in with your...
Yeah, they couldn't just transfer it over. They had to make it hard. Shortly thereafter, we will issue a prorated refund to your existing payment method. How about that? If you don't cancel, but basically, it's running up. It's done. Mm-hmm. And then it says to continue watching WWE Network after April 4th, you need to sign up for Peacock with Peacock Premium, so you can get it for $5, but then you get commercials. I don't know how it's going to work. Like if I have the commercial one and you don't, like how does that work?
Yeah, I have the commercial one because it's free with Comcast. Mm-hmm. Comcast is my cable company. And from the pay-per-views, I haven't done a whole lot of digging around, but it doesn't seem like there's commercials in the pay-per-views.
Okay, that would make sense because then they would have to pause and what's the person watching if someone's watching commercials?
Mm-hmm.
And then it says
commercial free is $9.99. So what you would have normally paid.
Yeah, and then it says you'll be able to stream every live WWE pay-per event, including WrestleMania on April 10th and 11th. So they want you to get Peacock, obviously, to watch WrestleMania.
Some shows are behind the paywall.
Yes, it says along with your favorite WWE shows, and they're saying what every WrestleMania is up except for 3 of them. Like random SummerSlam is missing.
Yeah, right
and
now
not all the old stuff.
It looks like they have all the WrestleManias up, but 2 of them. They still don't have WrestleMania 6 for some reason.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to what's not up. There's
and
one
they don't have
series not missing.
They don't have 28. It looks like.
Strange. I just hope they have it organized better. I hope it's easier to get around. It's not.
It's not.
I think it's going to be
It's
a big hassle for the first
Yeah.
maybe month or two.
So here's what I was trying to do. I was trying to watch every Nitro.
Mhm.
Then when I got to a pay-per-view, I had to back out 3 screens, then go to WCW pay-per-views,
Yeah.
then find the year, then scroll over to the year. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I know. And then when you go to especially like I was watching the weekly NWA shows, you'd have to go, and if you're like, oh, I'm at March, you gotta go all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until you get to March. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't just make this a little bit better.
Yeah.
I
wish
wish they
like
do
you-
have. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It looks like they do have some WCW Saturday Night from 1993 on here.
Mm.
Okay.
It's weird. You wouldn't think you think it'd just be a flawless, like, okay, we're just gonna press one button and just import it all. Boop, there you go.
Or like just drop a hard drive on.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Oh, we can only take some stuff.
And
I'm not,
and
I'm
listen
not a
to
tech
the
guy, so I
yeah.
don't know.
listen to the WCW pay-per-views they have. They have WCW Mayhem,
Mm.
Hog Wild, New Blood Rising,
Oh,
Capital
Jesus.
Combat,
Hey.
Sin, Greed, Bunkhouse Stampede, Mayhem, and Battle Bowl. No Starcade, no Halloween Havoc.
They somehow avoided all the big ones.
Yeah.
I think it's
like-
got the ones where there might only be 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sure it'll eventually all be there. Just
They
give it
claim
time.
it's all going to be there by SummerSlam, but we'll see.
Yeah. And if you're not, see, here's the thing. Even if you're not a pro wrestling fan, right? So say you're a pro wrestling fan, but maybe someone in your household's not.
Yeah.
It's not a hard sell to get the network because
No.
you can watch The Office. You can watch. I've been watching Modern Family. That's what I've been watching a lot of. I'm really into the show. I think it's funny. But yeah, so you can watch a lot of other content, not just wrestling.
The only problem is a lot of people like, I pay my $10. I just want wrestling. I don't want that other stuff. A lot of people are like that. And
Why
they're
would
like-
you like? But yeah, here's the thing.
I
Even
know
if you
you
don't
get
want to watch
more,
it,
But like, a lot of people are like,
it's like I want an $80,000 car, but I want an air conditioner.
yeah,
Like you don't have to ever use it, but we're gonna put it in.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you know, I kind of understand those people, but like, so like they'll never come over. I mean, maybe they will for a pay per view, or maybe it's like I would possibly wait to get it until everything's there.
So,
But-
kind of off topic, but not off topic. It still has a little wrestling reference to it. I've been watching or listening to this podcast called the Apology Line,
Mm-hmm.
and what this is a guy in New York created a phone number where people can call into this answering machine and confess to whatever they want, or just say
okay.
I'm sorry. Like, hey, I was at the store today and I cut this lady off, and I'm sorry. Or I had
a confession.
I cheated on my wife. I'm sorry. But then it turned into like, I'm a killer. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
boy.
Like, of course, you got the most extreme. And there's a guy on there who would call in, and they never like put the reference together on the podcast of what he like. They kind of like trying to say like, oh, this guy legit probably was a killer because what he was confessing to.
Mhm.
But like he was 100% working it. And his name was Hard Times. And when he called in, baby, he talked like
Oh,
this.
that's
Oh no.
Yeah.
totally fake.
So this guy would call into this apology line, and they're obviously not wrestling fans,
Mhm.
so they're always like, and then Hard Times called in, and it's
It's a total-
it would play this clip, and it'd be like, baby, I murdered 3 people, but I only did people who did me wrong, baby.
And so like anyone I heard be like, oh, okay, and
I
then they'd be
prefer
like, "You don't know."
blood.
I don't just kill for no rhyme or reason. I only people who've done me wrong I kill, baby. And it is like, and this guy, he's a character. I'm like, he's playing Dusty Rhodes,
Yeah.
but like they don't really know
No,
that in the podcast.
that's
I
funny.
dumped
So it's
him in
very-
the Hudson River, if you will.
Yeah. Only one bad man.
What happened was
Yeah.
my muffler fell out, and I put it over his mouth, and I suffocated him with my muffler, baby.
He's sleeping with a fifth of baby.
Yeah.
So it is a very, very funny podcast, but it's just very funny that
They actually-
years later they're being worked by a
Yeah.
wrestling fan, and they don't seem to notice it.
I'm sure someone had to tell them by now, but that's funny.
But I was listening, I was like, they're completely being worked by a wrestling fan. And this is obviously like in the 90s and stuff, like when payphones were
Yeah.
still a thing. But yeah, very, very funny.
And if we're talking about current wrestling, I think we have to mention, oh boy, that Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match.
Yeah,
I have yet
the
to
lights
watch
out,
it.
unsanctioned match that was the main event of AEW Dynamite this week. It was very good.
Is that for like the number 1 contender spot?
They didn't say that,
And-
but they kept showing Hikaru Shida watching it, so you'd think it
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
thinking they would maybe bypass the rankings, and I think for that it's okay.
Did you hear did you listen? All I heard was a little bit of audio of Britt Baker backstage after it.
Oh, I didn't.
And she said, oh my God, I hope Meltzer gives us 5 stars. And she
Oh,
also,
so close. So close.
4.75.
and she said, I hope that,
But hey, that's really good for.
she goes, I hope
Yeah.
Jericho's proud. I hope everyone's proud
I
of our
think everyone
match.
was proud. I heard they got a standing ovation when they went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen photos. She was bleaking.
Yeah, she got
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the blade job real good. Thunder Rosa did too. And I was like, wow, I wonder if she's gonna blade when she took the one moving the steps. I'm like, then she comes up in a little bit, like, yeah, she does. But her stopped. The girls do it in their hairline a little
Yeah.
bit. So that way you don't have a scar. But Britt, man, she got real deep. I was like, Britt's not gonna do it. And then she put a ladder in the corner, like in front of her face, and drop kicked it. And like, oh, there it is. It was like dripping out.
Dude, it was,
It's in her eyeballs.
yeah, it was like on her, the
Yeah.
whites of her eyes
Yeah.
were bloody. I was like, that looks so
She
badass.
has improved so much in the
Mhm.
last
Yeah.
2 years. It's ridiculous.
And they both got really elevated from this match.
Is this,
You could turn both of them, but I don't think they should. Because I mean, it kind of like if there was a crowd, they're probably like, "We like Britt now, yay!"
Yeah.
But so maybe it's good there isn't a crowd. Because I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't turn her face yet.
something about,
Because her and Rebel is great.
something about baptism by blood.
Yeah.
Both times she shed a little blood. First time,
Yeah, with
complete
the-
accident with the
Mhm.
nose.
Mhm.
I'm sure she's gonna have another bloody T-shirt.
I heard there is one already. I'm gonna check real quick.
Yeah, she's gonna have another. But every time she's willing
Yeah,
to
she
go a
took-
little, she's willing to take that step.
Took the thumbtack bomb, a power bomb, the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
And then she took the DVD off the top on a ladder. I'm like, oh my god! Thunder Rosa put her through the table at the end with the Fire Thunder driver. So it was a crazy
I
match.
seen a picture of her in high school. It says when you don't realize a girl is crazy, and it's her in high school, like just like a high
Yeah.
school girl, all pretty, and she's holding like a pink wrestling title.
Yeah.
And then it goes. Then when you find out 6 months later she's crazy, and it's her in the corner bleeding, just looking at the camera, and I was just like,
Yeah, they got that one shot. I was like, oh, I hope they get the shot, and they got it. And like, there you go.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that said it's a shame they couldn't have cut to like Adam Cole in the crowd looking very concerned.
Yeah, well, like this. That would be awesome.
But it rocked the wrestling world. A lot of people were like, even people not in the company were like, good fucking job.
Yeah.
Bliss. You know what I mean? And that's good, man. It just people recognizing each other's abilities. I know it's been a while since we've been talking about professional wrestling, but we got to talk about the dynamite, I guess we should say. Not
The not dynamite.
the not dynamite, the explosion, the ending of the match of the
Exploding barbed wire death match.
yeah, thank you. I was searching for it. I couldn't get it out. Otherwise, here's my take. That card to me was probably their weakest card so far.
Strong in the beginning and then kind of fizzled out
Yeah.
during the middle. And
It fizzled out for me for
And
the women's
never really-
match.
yeah, it never really came back.
Yeah.
And I mean, the main event, it was good, and then you got the ending. that
The
was like,
ending. Yeah, the match itself was good. Just every time the ropes exploded though, it was just kind of like a smoke bomb went off. It
Mhm.
wasn't like nothing. Like when you watch the older stuff, like the Terry Funk ones, and it popped, it was like, oh shit, that actually looks like it's serious. You know, this one was.
It
kinda-
was. Mick Foley's whole arm was brown after that. He
Here you
cooked
go.
himself.
It exists. It is the Britt Baker role model T-shirt, and it's her all bloody, and it's black and white and blood. So it's pretty cool.
It actually doesn't even look like it's that bloody.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's a little bit toned down than how she
It
looked.
does.
But yeah, and it says Britt Baker DMD.
I have to get both her bloody shirts now.
I have the
the
other
Kiss one?
I'd like to get this one, but their shirts are so expensive. Main event role model. That's pretty cool.
That
And-
it actually cool. The blood is actually in her eye in that photo.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan kind of was like a little adversarial, said like, "Well, yeah, what were we supposed to do? Like actually blow them up? But you can do it. You can do it in a way where
It looked a
you
little better.
use a lot more smoke and you do it from like an aerial angle. There's
Yeah.
a lot they could have done. And in fact, on the one when they went through the thing on the outside, I thought Kenny came very close to like actually putting his leg
Breaking
over
it.
the firework when it went off.
Yeah. And then not just that, he jumped and like almost spiked his own
Yeah,
neck.
I was like, oh god,
I was
that
like,
was
oh.
awesome. He could get
There
that
was
done.
one thing in the
Good job.
women's match. I forget. It was like when they were doing the DVD off the ropes, like through a table or a ladder. I think either Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker came down on like one leg. I'm like, oh, I'm glad they didn't do a Sid there.
Yeah,
But yeah, for I think that what ruined it from not ruined the thing, but the Sheeta and the what's her name?
right. You
Rio.
say it like Rio,
no,
yeah,
no,
Rio,
no. Yeah,
Rio,
Rio's-
is not
Rio.
R-I-O, but it's R-Y-O. But
Yeah.
you pronounce it R-I, like Rio, like Rio de Janeiro.
The
Rio
ending
Mizunami.
when they went like 3 minutes, super fast pace, a bunch of false finishes.
I thought maybe it ran a little too long, and it was kind of like finish, and I was like, okay.
Finish knee, finish knee,
Yeah, and
finish
I'm like,
knee.
okay, we're kind of seeing the same thing. Like, wrap it up.
Yeah, it was just a little too much for me.
Yeah, too.
I thought
Besides
Matt
that,
Hardy and Adam Cole was a little long.
oh, way too long.
yeah,
Oh, Matt Hardy versus Adam Page.
Adam Page and Adam
Yeah.
Cole.
Hangman.
Yeah, that went too long.
Yeah, that should have been like 8 minutes tops.
There was something. Oh, the ladder match.
The ladder match was a little. I thought it was one of the worst ladder matches I've ever seen.
It was not.
It's just I don't know.
It was rough.
I thought the opener was good. The tag match. I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty good.
I thought
Tag
that was
match was
probably
great.
the best match
Mhm.
with Jericho and MJF.
The cinematic match was not terrible.
Yeah, the Sting match. It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I think the Boneyard was better, but this was good.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah. Definitely didn't hate it.
No.
Like I didn't walk away from that saying I hated it. What was the other one there? That was and then we went to the main event. Main event overall was good. It's just the ending. Was,
Yeah.
I think they should have gotten their ear and said stop selling it.
Yeah.
Just stop selling it.
They could have they didn't go off. But
Yeah. Or just like sell it as a dud. Sell it as a dud.
Of course, the big thing there too was the big reveal, Christian Cage.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people were upset they didn't talk. It's like, no, what are you gonna do?
All right, so with the reveal, I guess it's just fans too, where we're entitled. A lot of fans are just super entitled. Where
People talk themselves in CM Punk is what happens every time.
Yeah, it's CM Punk, Brock Lesnar. I think people set a bar so high that when Christian Cage came out, people were like, "Really?"
Well, when you say future Hall of Famer and stuff, maybe they say, "Hey, new signee."
Yeah,
that's a little. Oh, well, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
You know? But even then, people are like, oh, it's CM Punk. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar.
And then they had the podium there, and he literally walked right by the podium. Like, imagine that guy who had to rush out and put that podium out there, and it never got used. He's like, well, fuck me then, right?
It's so funny too that people who remember him in TNA knew it was him well before it was him.
Yeah,
he has the same exact music.
That's why I said, oh, it's Christian Cage. That's his music.
And I guess that was his whole gimmick there, is I'll outwork you.
Well, it was called the Instant Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian.
But the music was, as soon as it started going, da-na-na-na, I'm like, that's Christian.
Yeah. I don't mind Christian. We're getting Christian Omega, I guess.
I don't think you go right to that, but okay. You know?
It'll probably be like a TV match or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Christian winning the title anytime soon.
No. I don't see Christian doing a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like,
he wrestle here and there. I mean, not.
He can't go like I don't know,
every week, but I don't think he should be wrestling every week.
I mean, Daniel Bryan bounced back from the concussion things, so you know. So I don't know. I wish him the best. He's very entertaining. I think if anyone capitalized on it better than anybody, and it's just a shame that they did it on once again like their Talking Smack show. Once again, Talking Smack is killing it, but nobody in the WWF universe seems to care.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Paul Heyman or Sami Zayn cut a promo on there that was fantastic. Somebody else cut a promo on there that was fantastic, and then Paul Heyman
Peyton Royce did, right? Didn't she?
Yeah, I remember Peyton might have.
Yeah, Peyton Royce did a good one. And then Paul Heyman cut a promo where it was like, Edge, your best friend had to run to another company because he was afraid Roman Reigns was going to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, Heyman, you're a psycho. But like, once, like WWE just literally showing that just give people a microphone and let them cut loose and they can fucking put on good content. It's just like, oh my God, let them do it on TV.
Is Vince really watching Talking Smack? Because that's how Talking Smack. Yeah. That's how when it first started in 2016, when it was Renee Young and Daniel Bryan, it was one of the best things WWE was doing. The Miz cut the promo of his life on Talking Smack.
Yeah,
and I think it was because it was just the wrestlers letting them go. Like it wasn't a lot of they weren't being micromanaged.
Yeah. And it's happening now. It like that program is having some really, really good fucking moments on it. There was one where I think CM Punk retweeted it, and he goes, "It's hilarious because Paul doesn't know where to look." Because I guess Bianca Belair came on, and then she got on the table and started twisting her hair and doing like the twerk, like the bended knee twerk. And Paul like looks for a second at her butt, and then just kept staring at her head, like he's like, "I'm not looking anywhere down. Like I'm keeping my eyes up here." Like for 1 second, he was like, "Yeah." But yeah, that it's just, I mean, that's pretty much what stood out for me with wrestling. I mean, we're not going to sit here and do a week by week thing, but yeah, that match, I think that's definitely since the last time we've talked, the pay-per-view that was important. And then the Britt Baker match. I still think that it's not getting as much credit as it deserves, but I still think NXT is still putting on a great show each week. It's been interesting.
I've been really falling off. I just like a lot of other stuff I just don't care about. I like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
I actually
other than the rest, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
like
I just
Finn Balor, Killer Cross. No, thank you.
No, I don't want that at all. I watched a video recently. Like I think a lot of people don't really like her, Shotzi Blackheart. They're confused by her.
Okay,
but I watched a video of her. I love her too. I just watched a video of her in like when she was coming up, like OVW or whatever it is, and she does it like they built like a pyramid of chairs, and she did a suicide topacita through the rope, and the girl moved. And she went through the chairs, wow. And it looked like it fucking sucked. But
but
she's just a fucking nut. Like Shotzi's not afraid to do shit. Like, and I think that's what got her to the dance. You know what I mean? And then now
And
you're seeing her there,
look,
and
too,
you're not seeing as much of it. But Shotzi's a psycho, man.
NXT is becoming more and more like Raw Junior, which that's why I'm not interested anymore.
Like Shotzi could be Britt Baker. Like if they let her go out, she would blame.
I mean, she's tag champion, so it's not like she's not being used.
Yeah, I'm a fan of her and Ember Moon as tag champions. But yeah,
I don't think you need 2 sets of women's tag titles in the company.
They look good though. The NXT women's tags looks good. I think they realize that the main roster girls aren't going to come down and drop these titles anytime soon. So the NXT is like, fuck it, we'll make our own because we're actually we're going to take our women's tag division seriously.
And they have enough women down there, and they're just adding more all the time.
Yeah, I hope so.
But if you want to see, if you want to see, if you want to see somebody take a crazy dive like that, look up Tyler Black, which is Seth Rollins. He did a dive like that, where he just clears the rope from the ring doing like a shooting star press and just wipes out into a pile of chairs.
Oh, Deppin just had a video like that recently too, where he just wipes out into a pile of chairs doing a dive. Yeah, nuts. Just doesn't sound like a fun time. No. Your arm gets caught in the fucking chair, which and once you're in the air, you're like, fuck it, this is happening. But yeah, so technically, could we say that there has been 2 NXT Women's Tag Team Champions now? Because it was
they
the first
gave the titles.
So
I think they instead of doing that, they should have said we will give the titles to whoever winner of this match.
Yeah,
rather than we're gonna give it to you and then immediately lose. Like,
you've been champion for less than
no matter what way you would have did. If you would have gave it to Ember and Shotzi and then have them immediately, that would be stupid too. Like, just the winner of this match gets the titles.
I agree. Because now you have just like later on,
the winner of the cup should have got the titles, but whatever.
Apparently, the titles weren't ready yet. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're nice titles though. I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're nice.
I think they're cool looking, but and they look different from the other NXT.
Yeah, because they're white.
Yeah. All right, that's all I really got. You guys have anything else you want to add to wrestling news?
Not stuff that would come up when we're talking about Fastlane, I guess.
Yeah, the NWA coming back. They're gonna
back for the attack.
It's gonna be.
Is it gonna be behind paywall though?
Yeah, they said that you can buy a package, and it's like
not doing that.
Yeah, nope. Put it on YouTube. Come on, I don't care if your pay-per-views pay for it, but I don't want to pay for weekly power. Come on now.
Yeah, not doing it.
And then they lost a lot of people. So like the main event for this pay-per-view is Nick Aldis versus Damian Sandow. It's like,
I hope Nick Aldis comes over. Somewhere.
I think he will at some point.
They're also doing a Thunder Rosa against Camille is one of the big matches.
Yeah,
I like Camille.
Yeah, that should be pretty good.
They're doing Tyrus, formerly Brodus Clay, against JR Kratos.
Yeah. Ugh. And Crimson came back from TNA.
Yeah,
I think if I had
it's gonna be like a 4-way.
I think when we can do our fantasy bookings for the overall worst pay-per-view of all time, I think Brodus Clay is going to make it.
I thought he sucked.
I think he'll be in my Rumble.
Oh boy, 30 guys who I don't like Rumble.
We booked the worst Rumble.
That'd be easy. Great Khali, Nathan Jones.
There's somebody on the list that when I seen him on the active roster, I was like, these cocksuckers are gonna put him on the list, and I was like, they better not. I guarantee one he is dead. Well, let's do that. Let's do our worst booking, and then we'll end the show with Fastlane.
Okay, so my idea was book the worst possible.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right,
I kind of maybe took mine from a more insider perspective. So let me just close.
I'm so excited for this. This is a good idea.
And then we'll do an AEW one. People go, oh, I hate WWE, you like AEW. No, I can book a really bad AEW card too.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna start at the beginning of this show, and my pay-per-view is called Ass Lane. So so it's gonna start with a opening tag match, which I've dubbed literally "Who Cares" tag team title match, and you got the champions Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler defending against the Fashion Police and the Singh brothers, who I didn't know they were still.
Oh wow!
So that's your opening match.
I still think that Dolph and Roode can put a match on though.
They can, but would you care about that match at all?
It would be a good match. Would have no heat.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. Like, not necessarily bad wrestlers, but who gives a shit?
Okay.
And nothing's worse in wrestling than having the crowd not have any reaction. That's the worst reaction.
I'm so excited for my list now.
Okay, and now the next, my first singles match is the Going Nowhere Fast match. This is probably the guy he said. I pulled him out of nowhere. We got Tucker versus Mansoor.
Oh, yeah. Tucker's on my list. But it's not the guy I thought you were
Mansoor. Mansoor, I will always love because of his Mauro Ranallo impression, where he's talking about
poor once a year, twice a year. Now there's no Saudi Arabia shows. He ain't wrestling at all.
Yeah,
I think he might occasionally make 205 live.
Oh God, who watches that? Same people that watch NXT UK. Nobody. So I did 8 matches, by the way. So moving on. This one's called the Bet You Didn't Know They Still Were on the Roster 4-Way. This is Bo Dallas versus Kona Reeves versus Mojo Rawley versus Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas is very good. But yeah, Kona Reeves is still on the roster.
About him.
The Singh brothers are still on the roster.
I know the fucking Singh. That's why I put them in that tag match.
Yeah.
And Jake Atlas, who hasn't been on TV in
Do you remember when they had
6
Kona
months?
Reeves dressed like Ric Flair for like 2 minutes?
Yeah, and he was like, what would they call him? The something Kona, like I forget. One like
Was it like classic?
Yeah,
No.
the class, or I forget, delicious something. So now we're in the middle of the card. So this one's called just fill in the middle. Jackson Riker versus Jinder Mahal.
There he is. I
What
knew
a-
you were gonna put Jinder
What a
on
match! That match would just stink up the joint.
there. Jinder would save it.
This is a line you hear on a lot of pay-per-views. We need a big guy match. Braun Strowman versus Dabba-Kato. That would be awful.
I might top you.
All right. Now it's getting better. I'm saving the best for last. So now we got my first and only women's match. I didn't have any room for poor Billie Kay. She's entertaining, but she's a horrible wrestler.
Yeah, not very good in the ring.
This is called the worst of the women.
I want to see if we have the same match here. Go
Yeah, we
ahead.
probably do. We probably do. Nia Jax versus Tamina.
Oh, it's so close.
Mine's close too.
That one would.
I
suck.
forgot about.
I was
Tamina.
thinking about giving that a stipulation, but it doesn't need stipulation. I was gonna say 2 out of 3 falls. 1 fall's enough. 1 fall's enough for disinterest. And now we're getting to it's almost a double main event. This is my special attraction match that no one wanted and no one asked for. Bill Goldberg versus Shane McMahon.
Oh,
I almost did that.
Really?
I almost
Isn't
did
that
that.
like just an awful match? Who leads who
It's an
there?
awful match that will probably happen at some point in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, well, yeah. And I think I told this one a little bit before. So if you guys remember it, it's called the main event tag team match. Try not to fall asleep during this one. You got my first team of R King O, Randy Orton, and King Corbin versus the team I've dubbed Devil Music, Elias and the Fiend.
oh,
That match would be so boring. And that is my WWE worst pay-per-view ever, Ass Lane.
I'll go next. I have 6
Okay.
matches. Sorry, 6.
6. Yeah, because the rule was at least 5, no more than 8.
I have 8, and we're going long because I have an Ironman match. But go ahead.
Okay, I mean, if you have more,
yeah,
that's
I'm
okay.
going long too. So I have the pre-show.
I didn't even think of that.
I'm gonna make a guy have his first singles debut here.
Okay.
Angelo Dawkins
Okay, the Street Profits, guys.
versus Dabba-Kato.
Don't give a shit about that match at all. See? Goal.
Match number 1, which we probably will get very near in the future. A women's match.
Okay.
Nia versus Lana.
Ugh. Oh.
We did get that match. That was my whole match.
No, match number 2, Mace
I forgot Retribution.
versus Mojo Rawley.
Oh.
Number 3, a ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Otis versus Tucker.
We
What
have
do
a
you get?
feud there.
A
At least we have
sandwich?
feud there. You'll actually get a blow off to that. Like
Yeah.
that feud, they never
yeah,
blew
the
off.
feud. Yeah, the feud.
In a ladder match?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
God.
For the
Oh,
money in
I
the
don't
bank
think-
that neither of them
I don't
had.
think Otis wants to climb a ladder.
I don't think Tucker does either. Winner gets to leave the company.
So
I'm
this
not
is
climbing that Tucky.
this is a 4-on-4 TLC
No.
tornado tag
No.
match.
This
Oh,
reminds me of Indies where they overbook.
This is where I need to get people on the card, but I just we have to
Get a
use
payday.
So Corbin, the team of Corbin, Alexander Wolf,
Oh.
Jackson Riker, and Elias.
Oh, so it's a 4-on-4.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 4-way tag, as in
No,
so 8-man tag.
an 8-man tag.
Okay,
yes.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was 4 teams.
Versus Loomis, Drake Maverick,
Oh,
Fandango, and Killian Dane
oh, jeez.
in a TLC 8-man tag match.
How that works. I wanted to use Dexter Loomis. I couldn't find a spot for him because he's very boring.
That
You can just
that-
like kill all the losers or something.
Yeah.
Then my
24/7 open invitational battle royal.
then I have my 5th match here, which is going to be a women's tag team match.
Okay.
Maria Shafir and Jessamine Duke
I forgot
I
about
thought
them.
about putting them on the card. Okay.
versus Indy Hartwell and Billie Kay.
Ugh. Indy's probably the best out of that group, I'd say. Billy Kay's and she's so entertaining, but she just can't wrestle.
And then the main event,
There
and
we
it
go.
goes into double overtime,
Mm.
is an Ironman match between Bill Goldberg and Braun Strowman.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't think they could do. What did they do?
How
for
many-
the other match? Oh no, they didn't wrestle. Yeah, what they did.
If it's an
they?
Ironman match, right, and they have to go like
Our match 10 minutes.
2 hours,
Oh, I don't
how
think they
many?
could.
What's the over under on spears and slams and like
Oh.
the
That's all they did. That's all they would do.
just spamming finishers for 2 hours?
10 minutes is enough. 5 minutes was enough.
They did it for not even 2
Yeah,
minutes,
it
and it was
sucked.
enough.
Yeah, it sucks.
So that's my go home is a double overtime Ironman match between Braun.
So
and
no one
Strowman.
gets any pins. They just keep kicking out. Oh no, they get pins when they're tied. Either way.
How long into it you're just like fuck this? You turn it off.
Mm.
How long into a fucking Bill Goldberg?
Iron Man match, I think I could last about maybe 5 minutes. Maybe tops.
I did all right. Was that a good card?
Yeah, it was pretty good because I don't want to watch any of that.
What do you think?
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
That was like the time when John Cena and Randy Orton kept feuding, and they were like the main event of every pay-per-view. And then they had a 1 hour Iron Man match between them. I said, I will never watch that in my life.
And they're like, seriously, this is it. They're not going to wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Oh,
We promise this is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian.
let's see what
all
Brian
right.
can book here.
So I on a whim, I know I said during the regular show I was going to call this like slow lane or breakdown lane. No, this is going to be called the Survive This series.
So this.
It's an 8-match card. We're going to probably go a little long here. Our opener, very exciting. We're going to have Titus O'Neil versus Slapjack.
Wow.
Titus sucks.
And then from there, we're going to take it a little more seriously. We're going to Raw Underground. We're having some
Ooh.
serious fighting going on between the Miz and Bo Dallas, the two
I would
least threatening looking people on the roster.
never watch that match ever in any type of.
And then from there, we're gonna have some mixed tag team action. We're gonna have a
Ooh.
mixed tag match. Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt going up against Reginald and Nia Jax.
Oh.
That's my girl, but
And we do have to have a women's
Reginald.
match. It's such a mismatch on either end. It's going to be awful.
yeah. Oh.
You're either going to have Nia against Alexa, or you're going to have Bray Wyatt against Reginald. It's going to be great. So then you do have to have a women's match. And I did try to get the two worst women on the show. So it's Tamina versus Lana was the match
Ooh.
that I had.
Oh, we were really
That
close.
is-
We're all right
oh.
in that wheelhouse.
And then we have a 3-way, are these people the same people match? Jackson Riker versus Tucker versus Riddick Moss.
Okay, there you go.
I actually had an idea where I had the great cell phone service match where you know how like the 3 bars.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do Tony Nese, Elias, or
and
Seth
Seth
Rollins,
Rollins,
and Elias.
The picture of Elias on the roster, he is gassed out of his mind. He's
Wait.
just so huge. He's like, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like he
When
did
you
some
said
pull-ups right
that-
before.
When you said that, Tony, I had a match in my head, but it's a shame that 2 of them are dead. I think you're going to say T-Bar versus Z-Bar versus Art Bar.
The bar match. Special guest announcer Roseanne Barr.
She's
Special guest
singing the
referee.
national anthem.
Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
sing the national anthem before. Oh boy.
All right, now we're getting serious. Now we're moving up the card. Now
I almost had a celebrity match too.
You could have used that. You could have used Bad Bunny. I guess.
I originally had Reginald against Bad Bunny until I thought of
Oh.
a mixed tag.
Yeah.
So then now we're getting into the serious matches. So we got to pull out the star power
Serious.
now. We've been playing around from now. So we're gonna have a lumberjack match next. So no brawling outside the ring. No weapons being brought in the ring. These people are going to be focusing on their pure wrestling ability between those ropes.
Oh boy.
And we're going to have Jinder Mahal against Shane McMahon.
Oh, that pure wrestling rules match.
Yeah, off the top rope was banned. No sky high.
Yeah, rope break. They get the rope breaks and everything.
Yeah.
I knew you bastards were gonna
Oh.
throw Jinder in there.
Oh, he's not good.
So,
And Shane's terrible. Shane
now-
throwing them punches.
How dare you guys talk about the former world champion like that?
so now we're getting into our main event territory, the semi-main event, the undercard main event. We had to pull him out. Goldberg is going to be taking on Otis.
There's one that
and we're doing that because Goldberg has 2 moves, and I don't think he can get Otis up for the jackhammer. So Goldberg now has 1 move. We've cut his move set in half.
And you know what? He never uses his most dangerous move. He doesn't super kick anymore.
No, yeah, that's Bret
It's
Hart.
that rolling kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who'd watch that?
So then we have
I
our
shoulda
main
used
event of the
Otis.
evening. Our main event of the evening is going to be a 60-minute Ironman match. And it's going to be Dabba-Kato against Omos.
Omos, we don't know if he can wrestle or not.
We don't know if he can wrestle for 60 seconds. He's going an hour with Dabba-Kato.
Is your name Almost? No, it's Omos. Oh, shit. Oh,
He's
That's
going.
a
That is the survive this series.
could you imagine you're waiting the whole show? You know, like, oh, I just want to see the main event. That's your main event. You're like, oh, I want to go to bed.
My goal of my main event is how many people would leave the arena in that Goldberg Braun Strowman Iron
It's
Man
going to be
match.
the mine's going to be the Tully Blanchard, Shane Douglas, where everybody just turns their chairs around and looks at the wall.
It's more entertaining. See, it's very easy to book a bad card.
Yeah, that was fun.
We'll do the AEW one then. Maybe not next, but down the
Yeah,
road. Because it's very easy to book a bad AEW card.
Yeah, it's called AW Dark.
Yeah. Sing.
Have you been watching some of the botches that's been going on?
No.
Oh my god, there was one with Luchasaurus and some guy, and the guy bounced off the ropes, and Luchasaurus was supposed to get him in a choke slam, but they didn't have the timing right, so they just broke the choke slam and then like circled the ring and looked at each other, and Luchasaurus literally went bounce off the ropes, and the guy just like, and there was one I seen where Ray Phoenix, it was Ray Phoenix, Kenny Omega, and Pentagon. And he hit him with a clothesline, and then Ray Phoenix rolled back and like was going to do a jumping DDT. But at the same time, Pentagon came in, and Kenny Omega got him in in a move. So Ray Phoenix was in midair, and then just like ragdoll like a video game, and just fell to the ground like he got hit with something, and then just sold it.
By the way, totally forgot this. The Shane McMahon Jinder match, the Lumberjacks are going to be all the good wrestlers that never get booked, like Aleister Black and Andrade. And
There you go.
Black. They're going to be the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, just so they have something to
Just
do.
to get
The ones, the talented people that never get to wrestle on TV. Keith
Well,
Lee will
see,
be out
those-
there. Gulak, Tozawa.
all the good wrestlers. All the good wrestlers will pay it to sit at home because we don't want them to go anywhere else.
All right, well,
Speaking of Andrade asked for his release,
Yeah.
he did confirm it, and they said no. So I don't know why. Like why pay the guy? It's not like if he left and went to AEW tomorrow, the world would change. You know? Like I don't know why you would pay a guy to sit at home. That's so asinine.
do you think it's one of those things where if we're like, if we let him go, and Charlotte gets to the point where her contract's up, she'll follow him because they're a couple?
I think Charlotte has it so good. I mean, she'd have to
Yeah.
be insane to leave.
I'm
Well, I'm
assuming
saying-
his contract probably is going to end before hers. So
Yeah.
and she's getting TV shows now and stuff.
Yeah, I can't see her ever leaving unless
don't think so?
Unless she really got pissed.
I mean,
It's
It's one-
now she's
Like,
getting
it's
movies
not
and
like
stuff. They
it's
treat
not
her
like
great.
most of these. It's not like there's not a lot of couples where one of them's in AEW and one of them's in WWE. It's like a lot of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think she would ever leave unless they'd have to really do Andrade long and maybe they would break up. I don't know, but like I don't see her leaving. She's one of the people like Randy Orton. I don't ever see like Randy Orton.
You think Charlotte's a lifer?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That makes
actually
sense.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe she decides she wants to retire. Maybe because the thing is, I mean, she's even said like this was my brother's dream. This wasn't my dream.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like, okay, I made enough money. I have this acting gig. I'm just not going to wrestle. But I don't think she's going to go to like AEW.
Yeah.
What do you think is left for Charlotte when it comes to like match wise? Like, what do you want to see her do?
Well, they could have had her and Trish. They didn't do that, right?
No, they did that at SummerSlam.
Was that or was it a tag match?
No, I
think it was
thought
a
it
single.
Was it singles?
I
I
think it was
forget.
singles.
We'll see.
The only thing I can think of is her and Tessa.
Yeah, if they get
That's
that
the only
stuff.
thing I really
mean,
want. Maybe her and Taya Valkyrie.
They could finish the feud with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
About Ty Valkyrie. They bring
yeah.
her
Taya.
up.
I don't think anybody's really. No offense to Taya. Taya's a good talent. No. I
Yeah,
don't think
I'm just
anybody's
saying,
really
like
beating
talent.
down
Like,
that door.
there's nothing she can. Like, there's nothing exciting.
No,
for her.
yeah, no. She's just kind of
And then she's the champion.
around,
You're kind of
yeah.
like,
She's already,
you're like,
11-time champion or something like that.
yeah. It's like it's getting to the point where it's like, I wouldn't. Like,
She
'cause
won the
I think
NXT
she's
title. Yeah.
she's to the point now where people are dreading when they see her on TV, which
Yeah,
is a
they
shame
think-
because she's very good.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Charlotte again.
Yeah.
I mean, the
oh,
big thing is they'll
Charlotte's.
probably have her break Rick's record. She'll be like
Yeah.
the 17-time women's champion.
Yeah, that's why I think.
I think
would
if they
do.
keep pushing that though, they will fucking burn her out. Like people will be so sick of her.
Yeah.
Like obviously the kids they'll eat that up, but like the older fans will be like,
yeah,
fuck
they get
this.
sick, and then it's kind of like Dolph Ziggler territory. We're like, I don't care. Just
But if
go.
you turn her
Imagine-
heel and you bring Becky back, you'll have a lot of heat for it.
Yeah. And you could do if Ronda comes back, you do that again. I mean,
Yeah, they never
I mean,
had the single.
Yeah,
they?
yeah. No, I don't think they ever did they? No.
Or no, didn't they when Becky got hurt? Did Charlotte wrestle her, or was that somebody else? When Becky had the concussion?
I'm trying to think because then remember Becky and Charlotte had that match where they were beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah. That was
then Ronda-
Evolution.
Yeah. And then then it was a tag match. And then when they had three-way, I forgot the tag match.
Yeah,
was. I forget.
there's been plenty, but if she has a good foil, like if they do a Becky Charlotte feud, I think I'm gonna guess Becky's gonna be on SmackDown when she comes back because Seth's there, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing really for her to do. Like I guess you could say, prestige-wise. I mean, she's done it all. She won the Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she won
Twice.
multiple-time women's champion, NXT champion.
Did she
tag team
I think she run
champion.
the Rumble twice?
Did she?
No.
No. Sasha, Asuka. Oh no, not Sasha.
Asuka, Becky, Charlotte,
Becky, Charlotte.
Bianca.
Oh, she almost won it twice.
Yeah.
She was the last two twice.
Mhm.
Because if she would have won it this year, it'd have been two.
Yeah. So I mean, main event WrestleMania. I mean, you do it again, but I don't know. You never know what goes through someone's
It's
mind.
kinda-
Maybe
it's
she'll be
kinda
like,
one of
hey,
those-
I'm gonna leave.
So you
kinda
can
one
say
of
it for a
those
lot
things-
of people, like you can say for like what's left for Seth Rollins, what's left
Yeah.
for Randy
Roman.
Orton,
Yeah.
Roman, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting take. Yeah. All right. So I try to pull up with his cards here, and I can't pull up like I don't think they fully
Pro Wrestling
booked-
Scorecards does not have Fastlane up yet.
Yeah, I don't think the full thing's is
I
There's
can
6
give you the card
matches.
off of Wikipedia. There's more now. They announced some
Oh,
on
is it?
SmackDown
Okay.
apparently. So we're all good
Go
with like spoiling Fastlane or spoiling SmackDown, right?
Yeah. 'Cause,
Okay. So some new matches were announced, and they put one back on the card that was kind of up in the air. So just going off of Wikipedia, you have a U.S. title match: Riddle against Mustafa Ali.
All right. I mean, it should be pretty good.
Yeah, it should
Wait,
be a
who
good
is it?
match.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Mustafa Ali against Riddle for the U.S. title.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Matt Riddle's kind of just like they've made him an annoying stoner guy. We're like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
So like RVD.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at text messages. I'm getting the blueprint for a possible new logo for a podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you then.
Oh, that looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then
Next
here-
match.
Here's an interesting one. I think they just officially made this tonight on SmackDown. Shinsuke Nakamura against Seth Rollins.
Well, that could be pretty good.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
had
mind
that
that
one
match at all.
match. They had that one match in Survivor Series when like one was the Intercontinental Champion and one was the U.S. Champion. That should be good.
Okay.
Rumored to be down, back up, and on the card again, Braun Strowman against Shane McMahon.
Mm.
I'll pass.
Yeah. No, thank you. Let it dump slime on each other like you did on Raw. Dump a bucket of slime on you. Mm.
Like Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, did you see that picture?
Yeah, they literally did that on Raw, yeah.
Neon green
I didn't get
paint.
the chance to watch it.
Yeah, don't.
You don't need to.
The Shane McMahon and Braun things have been horrible.
When Shane gets on TV, I hate it.
Yeah, it's basically Shane just calling him stupid. And it's like, okay. And then Braun's like,
Yeah.
I'm not dumb.
I'm
It's like,
not dumb.
Oh, you sound pretty dumb.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And then for the first time in a long time on pay-per-view, an intergender match: Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
yeah, which I'm thinking is going to be cybernetic. No, cinematic.
Do
Yeah.
you think the Fiend comes back that soon?
I would say yeah.
You would think
except the
so.
WrestleMania match. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we get a
And-
new look? I'm all burned up.
Maybe he just looks different, but probably WWE will look exactly the same.
Like a
Yeah.
burned up man. I will say this with
Just
the
exactly the same.
with Tom Savini making the last mask and
Yeah.
looking cool, I can
Make a
definitely see
different one,
him
yeah.
like look at like the mask is all burnt up and shit.
Or just maybe something totally different.
Maybe he'll be Husky Harris again.
Yeah. I'm not going to see. I'm curious to see how they will do that. Because Alexa's like, 100 pounds. And it's like, are they actually
She
going to be.
beats
I don't
one-
think there's going to be much of a match there.
Yeah, it's not going to be a catch can.
How about
classic.
that? Alexa Bliss was the girl that at one point in time was like, holy fuck, they're pushing her harder than they're pushing Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't get the belt off her. It's like what? She was like 4-time champion.
Yeah, I think she had
Mhm.
multiple times SmackDown and Raw.
Kept winning Money in the Bank. Kept getting like you couldn't. You
Yeah, and
wasn't.
then she had some problems getting hurt a couple times.
Yeah.
And now she's doing this thing, which is like, that's character change, but
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is, but I love her, so
Yeah.
I'll watch a match.
All right.
That's the other thing that's gonna have Andy on Peacock is Alexa
Yeah.
Bliss. She's
Alexa
in
Bliss,
the
Alexa Bliss in a cinematic match.
And cinematic match.
she's also in that Punky Brewster thing, isn't she?
Yeah,
Her and Charlotte.
which is only on Peacock. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
God.
Freddie Prinze Jr. involved with that too, I think.
Mm.
Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, no holds barred. They've been going to this well too many times, but the matches have all been good. They beat the shit out of each other every time.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, well, we see it already. We
Do you
know Drew's
think-
not going to win.
Do you
Or
think
Drew's not gonna lose.
the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match inspires them to show a little color of this pay per view?
No.
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 Yeah,
No,
'cause
they
were
don't.
just
They
like,
don't really
I
care
guess
about that.
Yeah.
And they're just trying. They're too PG.
Yeah.
Big E versus Apollo Crews for the IC title.
That could have been booked on one of the matches I don't want to see cards.
See,
Yeah.
I know
The
Apollo.
match
with
would
the
be
new-
fine.
Yeah, the match should be good. I know they gave Apollo that stupid, like, hey, you're African now.
Yeah, he's like
And,
super
and he has like the accent and
like an
everything.
accent and
It's like, but match might be pretty good.
The Hurt Business lost their tag titles
Yeah.
to the New Day for what the New Day's.
Yeah. The
I
New
think
Day's
I think
like,
they're
who
yeah.
cares?
they're right next to R-Truth for the most titles.
Yeah. What?
And it seems
10?
like they're just keeping it warm for AJ and Amos. I think it's 11 now
Yeah. Oh.
because that's their WrestleMania match. Unless maybe they'll have
If-
Amos turn and join the New Day. How
If
about
AJ
Yeah.
wins the tag titles, he's a Grand Slam, right?
that?
I don't think he had the Intercontinental. But maybe.
Maybe yeah. I don't know.
Right.
No, the US. Yeah, when he was feuding with Ricochet.
He also did not have the Universal title. He had
Yeah,
the
it's
world
true.
title.
But I consider it as a world title.
Well, with them,
yeah.
it's with them. It's whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, it would have like tag world, like a world title, a mid-level title.
Yeah.
Then you have for the women's tag title, Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler with Reginald against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Yeah. I don't know. Do they have Sasha and then Bianca win them so they can go in WrestleMania? Oh, they're the tag champs. And I'm going to fight for the world title.
I hope not. I hate
hope
when they do
not.
that.
Yeah, I
I
hope
don't,
not.
I don't want that either. So I don't know.
And then in what I would imagine, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I seen a funny meme where it was a picture of Reginald and Nia Jax. Like, you have room for this on TV, but not this guy. And his picture of Aleister Black, like, just stand there.
Yeah.
Like, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking up AJ's titles real quick.
And then in our presumably the main event for the WWE Universal title, it's Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns with Edge as the special guest enforcer.
So that should be pretty good.
Yeah, but Daniel's not winning that.
So a lot of people think maybe they're gonna shoehorn somehow to make it a 3-way at WrestleMania.
So someone takes the fall. So
well, I don't know. Something will happen, and that will be
You don't want to
Maybe.
do that, mister.
yeah.
Unless you're putting the title on Daniel Bryan, because there's going to be a crowd. There's going to be 25,000 people there, and they're not going to be
Bryan-
chanting for Edge.
No.
Daniel Bryan's not. You cannot put Daniel Bryan in that title shot because
And not have him win. Yeah.
I wouldn't have put him in the Rumble without the plan being him winning. I guess they felt they could do it because there was no crowd, but there's going to be a crowd at WrestleMania, and now you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire again.
Mm-hmm.
here's me with my Mephisto theories again.
Him all alone.
They are the rumors have been sneaking up again that they're not fully out of the woods for The Rock to show up at Mania.
No way.
That's
He
their-
might
If he
show
shows
up,
up,
he's not
He's
wrestling.
not wrestling. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not wrestling.
But-
So maybe he'll show up and tease something.
Do you need Roman to have the title at SummerSlam to set up a Rock?
No. I
So
don't think
maybe do you think maybe The Rock distracts Roman so he loses his title and then they build Rock Roman?
No, I would think he would come out after the match. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how he would do that.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Because I think The Rock's a little too big to just come out and cause a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually started watching Young Rock.
No, dude,
It's
what
fun.
is
It's good. It's really good.
I heard it's pretty good. I
Uh,
didn't watch it yet.
Rock's mom's a gangster, man.
What I forget her name. Mia.
Ada.
Ada. Yeah.
Yeah. She's literally working like as a cleaning lady and fucking the lady's like bitching about like rich people white problems and she's like, you don't have real problems.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, I'm so sorry.
A lot
Like,
of people like the wrestling stuff. Some people like because maybe it's not. exactly accurate to where
Yeah,
people were at the
yeah.
times, but it's a sitcom.
They're taking a
so-
lot of creative license.
Yeah.
I like that they did finally, because I remember saying this could be like a show in and of itself. They worked in The Rock's grandmother too, Leah Maivia, being
Yeah.
like a promoter in Hawaii after Peter Maivia died.
Yeah, and how she's like, all these people, they're stealing my guys. Like when the guy's stealing all her,
Mhm.
he's trying to book a show underneath her.
Yeah, the evil promoter that is not Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Well,
No,
no, Vince is
Vince-
trying to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
no, well, Vince did like book people too, but like, oh, you can keep Rocky, you can keep somebody else.
Yeah. And then like his dad was just living in glory days where he's like,
My Rocky Johnson.
yeah, like his dad's wrestling at a flea market, but in his head he's like wrestling for thousands of
Yeah.
people still.
That's
And
pretty
that's
cool.
that's when they're supposed to be in like Allentown or Bethlehem, wherever they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Rock went to high school.
It does look pretty good. A lot of people say they like the young Kid Rock better than when he's in high school in the show.
The high school Rocky isn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's what just.
And he's like coming out pretty much saying I used to like rob stores and stuff because I wanted to look cool and stuff. Like I was like, oh, that's. And they make the jokes the whole time, like you're publicist and you're running for president, like the whole
yeah,
game. And like people legit think he's actually going to run for president because of the
Well,
TV
remember they
show.
were saying that before, like years ago, 2
Yeah.
years ago or something. They were
The
saying
whole-
Rock for president.
The whole thing of the show is you always live the gimmick.
Oh, okay.
You always live the gimmick. So when people are asking him now in real interviews, like your show, your whole premise of your show is you're running for president.
He's probably like, saying,
And
well,
he's
I'm thinking
like-
about it.
He's like 100%. 2024, I'm running for president.
Why not? Just say it. Even if you're not gonna do it.
But then when people like, and then people
The
are like,
Rock.
oh, he's 100% going to run. And you're like, he's fucking playing you.
Yeah.
Like he's like the whole show is like every episode is him. Like his whole family has lived the gimmick their whole life.
Yeah, he's
Like,
working.
always work. You know what I mean? And it's just like people are like, he's going to run for president. Like you're being worked.
Yeah. Probably not. I'd vote for him if he did, but he probably not.
I 100% vote for him. I would actually contemplate voter fraud.
No, vote twice. Can I vote again, please?
I have some I have like I'll just like look for some old like dead people's social security
Can he
cards.
come back with a mustache?
Yeah.
I'd like to vote again.
The when they spoofed him and they drew the eyebrow on
Yeah.
DX.
Mhm.
I'll go to the voting poll wearing a fucking Rock t-shirt. Rock versus Donald Trump for the presidency.
Yeah. Well, that's loaded up one way.
Who would win?
Probably The Rock.
Do you think I'm not even joking?
I think probably The Rock.
Yeah, probably The Rock.
I think The Rock could beat Donald Trump in the presidency.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a close race.
I don't know.
This is
think
fucking
it-
American though.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, we're talking
I
about
don't think.
our
I think, I think it would be like 75-25 for The Rock.
That's crazy.
Yeah, ain't it? The Rock. Well, hey, at least be
Watching this guy-
likable president.
Watching this guy wrestle on TV in the 90s.
Yeah.
And now we're
Well,
joking that he
you
could
know.
win the presidency of the United
Jesse
States.
Ventura did on a lesser scale.
There you go.
Wrestled.
There you go. Johnson Ventura 2020.
Yeah, there you go. How about it?
I'm the vice president, Monsoon.
Yeah.
Me and Rock have special clearances. We're down in Mexico.
We're gonna talk about the dogmen.
And I'm going to let you know the lizard people. But yeah. So what do we got? Let's get out of this political spiral here. What do we got for Fastlane? With the main event you already talked about, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
We're done.
we talked about
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
I don't know. I'll watch it, but I'm not like super pumped for it.
No, I'm not either. But it might turn out to be a decent.
I don't know when I'm getting home on Sunday. So
Okay,
I'll have to see. But if I get home in time, I'll text you if you want to come over and watch it.
All right.
What time do you get off work?
He'll just pop in for the
I'll be-
Alexa Bliss match.
Yeah. I'll be done at 3, so I'm done before you get home.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll shoot you a text on the way home. And
I just want to watch the real main event: Alexa versus Randy Orton.
And the match is probably not even going to be a match.
Yeah, it's probably might be like a 5-minute skit.
Got my Pro Wrestling Illustrated for this month.
Oh.
The Return of the Super Cards, Wrestle Kingdom, New Year Smash, and Royal Rumbles on the cover. Full coverage and photo of wrestling's hottest events: Triple Mania, Hard to Kill, Final Battle, King of Colosseum, Okada, DreamHack, Cinderella.
Oh, wait, what?
It says wait,
Okada.
Osaka.
Osaka.
Dream. Sorry, I don't know. I think I was looking. Is that who's that guy? Is that Okada?
That's Kota Ibushi.
Oh. I always get him and Okada mixed up.
Oh yeah, it says Osaka Dream Cinderella.
Kota
I believe
Ibushi
that's-
is way prettier than Okada.
Yeah, I believe that
This-
is a
this dude-
women's thing.
This dude. So here's the thing too. We're gonna. Well, I guess we'll get a little like topical. What's going on in the
Mhm.
world? Like when people see Asian people, they don't like unless they're like females. They're not deemed as sex symbols, right? But if you see him, he looks like a fucking superhero.
Yeah, he looks like a Greek god.
Kota
Yes.
Ibushi is very
Yeah.
much a sex symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why is he not like if he came to America, like why couldn't he win sexiest man in the world?
He could, yeah.
I don't even think Asian people are even listed on that sexiest man in the world ever.
Probably not. 'Cause
Which is
we know
crazy.
how it is.
Yeah. Asian women though.
Remember when Idris Elba won and they're like, oh, he's a black guy, what? Then people couldn't handle it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, but what a fucking stud that guy is.
Yeah, he's in phenomenal shape. So
Is that the one where they think him and Kenny
Yes.
are gay?
Not so much gay, maybe more bi, like
Yeah.
playing
They
for
were-
both teams.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they were the Golden Lovers. But yeah, he's the current world champion. And the Intercontinental, they really want to fuse those two belts together and only have and they said they were going to make a one title, but now whoever wins the New Japan Cup gets a title shot. And
Funny you bring that up. So, we're gonna have a special episodes coming soon
Mhm.
where we're gonna talk all about that. We're gonna do a full New Japan show,
okay.
and I think it's gonna be the first episode next month.
Oh, okay.
So the first episode, I'm not sure the exact date
Yeah.
yet, but we have a special guest coming on the show, and he is going to cover all things New Japan.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna
awesome.
be and he's
Yeah.
gonna talk about and what he wants to do for the people on the show
That one's Intercontinental.
is he wants people on the show to pick their top 5 favorite champions of who held each belt.
Oh, okay.
I obviously couldn't help you out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
much, and
Yeah.
then he wants to talk about people who lesser named, like big names, but names that you wouldn't think hold those titles,
Okay.
like Lesnar,
MVP.
yeah,
Togi
MVP.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toki Makabe.
I think that you guys would have a great time with that.
Bob Sapp.
A lot of that, yeah, a lot of this would be me sitting back and like,
Yeah, just
Not knowing,
Yeah,
but
just
Scott
graphic-
Norton.
Scott Norton. Yeah.
but if he shows up, who do you think's the bigger pop, him or Okada? If he shows
Okada.
up? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if he comes to like
Mhm.
challenge Kenny, like
But I mean that's big. But Okada's Hogan. He's Macho Man.
Yes.
All right. It's 90. It's 90. No, wait. It's 1988. Who's getting the bigger?
it's
pop?
interesting because
I mean, not to say that one's better.
I
but
like
who's
your
getting the bigger
analogy,
pop?
and it makes sense to me because I was always more of a Macho Man over a Hogan guy,
Yeah.
and I would like to see him come challenge Kenny because they've always been friends.
Yeah.
And, like, for him-
that's
For him to show up and be like,
And they're both world
this
champion
is
right
not
now."
my
Yeah.
friend.
I
But
could
you-
see
you-
that at the Dome next year, where it's like Kenny has all these titles: Impact, AEW, AAA, all these different world titles, and he's going against Kota for the IWGP.
Yeah. The Dome is gonna be two. They're actually having 2 summer Dome shows this year,
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like, well, one in the Dome, one's in their big stadium, like the Tokyo Dome.
it would just be
Not
very interesting that match to be like, well, Okada's like, I'm Superman here, I'm here,
Yeah.
but he's like, this is not my friend type deal. Like you sold yourself out.
Well, kind of, and well, they both had the world titles, but I don't think they've had a singles match in quite some time.
Yeah, I
If
feel like
ever.
DDT.
They were
Yeah.
the Fire Pro Wrestling's like when they were doing the promotion for the video game, they were the ones playing it, right? Like they were the ones playing in the commercial.
I don't know. I know definitely Kenny. But then the Kenny Okada thing is like, oh, they had 3 great matches already. You know, which people say is like the Flair Steamboat of our day. So I don't know. Okada is the more charismatic of the two,
Mm-hmm.
and Okada can speak a little English. I don't know if Kota
Mhm.
Ibushi can speak any at all. I mean, they're both great wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. I like both of them. But I think I think the odds of seeing Okada in AEW are greater than seeing Kota Ibushi. Well, Okada first, I will say.
Yeah. Okada's got Okada
yeah,
and
that's
Tana
right,
Hoshi
yeah,
are 2
both
guys
of
with like the name value.
Yeah, I know Okada's friends with the
So-
Bucks.
So,
Yeah.
Andy, did you get a chance to see Kota? I know you probably saw him in like some of the New Japan shows. Did you get a chance to see him when you did the ROH shows in 2008?
I might have seen some of them. I'd seen him when he was in the Chikara shows.
Oh, that's right. He did do.
Yeah, he did a 4-way with like Generico, Nick Jackson, and Jigsaw. I think it was.
I saw him
Very good.
and Claudio in Edison, New Jersey.
Oh wow! Look at
Very
that.
fun, man.
Yeah,
And
that's
the guy that was over with him, I think it was like a young boy at the time, was Michael Nakazawa was in the
Really?
dark match.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I
Wow.
actually found the card. Yeah, El Generico against Jack Evans. What else do we have here? We had Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Steen for the ROH title.
Oh, that was probably pretty good.
The Briscoes beat Davey Richards and Rocky Romero for the tag titles in the main event.
Oh, what's this show called? Did it say?
ROH Injustice is what it was called.
Okay, I don't
It was,
have. I was looking at some of my little DVDs. I have a TNA pay per view. It's final resolution. from 2006, and it has AJ Styles versus Tana Hoshi.
Yeah, I remember that match. Yeah.
The main event is like it's very AEW. It's Sting and Christian Cage versus Monty Brown and Jeff Jarrett, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that when like Austin Aries became the Austin Star around that time?
I think so. Yeah, maybe right before.
Adam Pearson long hair.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that was him.
There's a whole article in here of Adam Pearson training in his whole career.
Definitely
got a whole like a photo on a page.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, I was going through some of my old ROH DVDs too. I want to review one because there's so many people that are big now on like 2006 ROH.
And that night, the guy we rode to the show with, he did a podcast way back when with Matt Ryan, who wound up being a announcer for ROH. And he was also given a ride to the girl who would sell the programs back then. And so we were waiting around because she was like, they would pay all the wrestlers and they would pay her. And so like we're waiting around until she's done till like midnight to drive home. And so we're standing by the door and like people are coming out, so we'll just hold the door for them. And we hold the door for Claudia. It was like, well, that's what I call service. And like hold the door for holding the door for like all like the trainees that are bringing all the chairs out.
She's a babe.
It was a fun time though.
That's
like Steen and Generico were driving off together. Generico still got his mask on.
Of course, yeah. I liked going to the shows there at the old hockey place.
Yeah, that's when it was. The other time was I was there. I went to 2 shows there. The other one was when they did the Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson 1 hour draw, and Joe Gertner was out front, like giving out flyers for some show he was promoting in Connecticut.
That's awesome. Yeah. I used to like when we go to the ROH shows in North Philly at the Armory?
The Armory, yeah.
Yeah, because we go down to South Philly first and eat cheesesteak and then go up to
never went to those. I did go to the rec center though. Oh, it was hot.
Okay, Murphy.
I don't care what promotion's doing it, but the next show that's happening at the 2100.
Yeah, the arena.
2300 arena. I got it. I want to experience it. I want to see what it's like inside. And
me and Brian call it the ECW arena.
Yeah.
I call it Viking Hall. Excuse me.
Viking Hall. You're real old school. We call it Viking Hall.
There's like beef and beers and stuff there and mummers.
Yeah, the mummers. One time Claudio went in the back of the Shikara thing because the mummers had where the backstage is from where the ring is, right? Then the mummers had their room and they would get their shit and they come out and practice where the ring is for the parade. And Claudio went in for the Chikara show and got one of the jackets and wore one of the mummers' crazy jackets to the ring.
Did he get in trouble?
No.
Oh.
Mummers ain't gonna watch Chikara.
Yeah, Tony, think the jacket that Jason Kelsey won at the parade, the one where he's doing all that crazy speed.
I 100% know about mummers. So we used to have the Ashland Parade, and it would go down the main street of Ashland. So every time we had like 4th of July parades in this area, there was 3 or 4 things that would come to every single town. You would know, and they did. So the mummers would always come to every parade in School County. Yeah. And then the guys who would drive those little cars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They would like
the
what?
The Shriners.
Yeah.
They do that when St. Clair had the Halloween parade.
Yep, they would do
the figure 8.
Yep, and they would do like a little show in between everybody. So they were always in every parade. The mummers were in every parade, and then like the local cheerleaders, a few local bands, and then like some of the like alumni bands, like older bands would come down. Like I think the mummers had their own band too. Like they would be a trailer behind.
Yeah. One of the groups is a string band.
Yeah, they would have a band behind them, and they'd play with the mummers, and they would do their fist bump little. They're in this spins. It's
called strutting.
Yeah. The mummers are very flamboyant, over the top, not flamboyant gay, just like feathers, big things, shiny.
It was like Ric Flair's vest on steroids.
Yeah, it's very.
The origin of it all was way back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. They would wear their wives' nightgowns and dance down the street.
Yeah, my Aunt Colleen, rest in peace, who just passed away recently. She looked every single time the mummers came down. She'd be right in the middle of the street, and she danced with them.
That's cool.
Like that was like the thing she did. She had a fun
but
and they'd look for her.
Wow.
Yeah,
I believe it
because she had bright red hair. She stood out every time, and they'd come down, and our family stood in the same spot every year for the ABA. It was called the ABA parade in Ashland, and they would come to the main and center light. Right, like right where the hill like evens out a little bit, right by the bank, and not the bank. There's
a subway there now.
The high rise.
People,
and we'd be right there because my grandma's house up the street, and somebody would get there super early and put all of our chairs out and our blankets so you could hold your spot, and she'd be out in the middle of the street dancing with the mummers.
Wow.
Yeah.
One or two string bands would always play at the 4th of July parade in my town.
Oh, wow. The mummers practiced at the ECW arena for many years.
Well, the Viking Hall, the group was called the South Philadelphia Vikings, and they was called the Fancy Brigades. It's one of like they would have the more elaborate sets and everything.
Okay.
That's what Viking Hall was. It was the South Philadelphia Vikings.
Oh wow, how about that? I didn't know that. I thought it was just a creative name.
Effie.
Yeah,
Making-
just Effie. There's Jamie Senegal.
This is the LGBTQ shows that's going on.
Okay.
They're talking about it.
No sideshow. I'm trying to read upside down. You turn the page.
Yeah.
No sideshows. No quotas. Just us dispatching
Dude,
from the
Effie's
wrestling.
fucking
revolution.
awesome.
I've actually only seen clips of him, so I really can't.
He's
say-
pretty good. He's
You have to watch him in the match of Still Life at the
Yeah.
last the Love Frog. It was
very
it was killer.
intense match. Yeah. And
dude's wearing tights and fishnets, and he's out there with his head fucking bleeding all everywhere. It was awesome.
he's doing more heel stuff now. After that, like he GCW, I think he's heel now.
Oh,
He joined their big heel group 440.
cool.
Here's the PWI official rankings, real quick. Kota Ibushi number 1, number 2 Kenny Omega.
This is overall?
Overall
Okay.
heavyweights. Yep. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Rich Swann, which is crazy to me.
Okay.
He's over Finn Balor,
Mm,
Jacob Fatu,
okay, he's an MLW
Go
champion.
Go
Go Shiozaki is the
Shiozaki.
GHC, which is Noah champion.
Darby Allin, Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Women,
No Roosh.
Shad.
Wow.
Asuka,
Yuta Tami,
Uma Hashishita.
thank you. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Deonna Purrazzo, Asuka, Kylie Lee Ray, Serena Deeb, Akuda Shida. Yeah,
Hikaru
I just
Shida.
say
Hikaru Shida?
Hikaru Shida, Alexa Bliss, Io Shirai. Io Shirai is ranked 10th.
Wow, Alexa made the list though. She's
Yeah.
not even wrestling.
Tag teams: the Bucks, the Good Brothers, Tommy Tonga and Lung Tonga, or Tonga Loa,
Tangaloa, that's Girls of Destiny.
FTW or FTR, yeah.
W.
yeah.
Maybe it's Taz. It's Taz and Hook.
Naya and Shayna Baszler, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, Dolphin Robert, Isaiah Cassidy and Mara Quinn, Danny Burch and Oni Larkin, and LaPark and
LA Park and LA Knight. What a tag team that would be.
LA Park, and I guess
What- sound
it's two LA Parks.
Oh, it's LA
It's his
Park and La
kids, I
Parka.
think.
no,
no,
La Park,
I think
and
it's
then
his
El
kids.
Huda de La Park.
El Hijo
Hijo
del-
de La Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's LA Park and his son. Yeah,
Yeah.
the other La Parka died. The second La
Dude,
Parka died.
I'm all about this LA Park and LA Knight now.
Yeah.
The Knights of the Park.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the fan art of the
Oh, Brody, that's
yeah,
cool.
Brody. Yeah, man, a lot of fun stuff. Wrestling's getting a good time. How many and maybe I'm just being biased here because I'm a fan of what they do, but because this year's wrestling has been so weird when it comes to like shows and everything, how many leapfrog guys do you think make the PWI 500 this year?
Oh, well, there was a
Probably
bunch of
quite a
last
few.
year. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a bunch last year.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of Chikara people make it. Like Chikara
yeah.
is one of the bigger indies, and a lot of their people are Chikara guys.
I think
I would say around 25 because there's a lot.
I forget where Deppen ranked last year. I think he was in the top 100, right?
Mm,
I thought he was
no,
like
I
86
think-
or something.
I
like
thought
that.
was he?
I thought
I think it was a little over 100.
it's very possible.
I forget though.
I think his stock goes up.
When does the PWI? I always forget.
It's
end of the
toward like
summer?
the fall.
Okay.
Like- Trying to see if I actually have it on my phone here.
They have Tommy as number 1 because he is the Stardom champion. Game Changer Wrestling. Let's see if we know anybody here. Nope. Well, I mean, no. West Side Extreme Wrestling. Sometimes I'm in these because like someone said in the results. Well, not in the results for All Japan or Dragon Gate. That's bro.
You never know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tony Deppen was 266 in the PWI.
Really, I thought he was
Yeah.
higher. I
He
think
was not.
I think he is very possibly to break the top 100 this year because
trying
he
to
stayed there. Because he stayed very active.
I'm trying to look for familiar names.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like some's
Ace Austin was
success,
94.
Some's shoot, some's work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ace Austin was 94. Just looking for more local people. It was mainly like Impact guys, TNA guys,
Yeah,
or AW guys, Mexico.
Yeah, there's
Japan.
Molly right there.
yeah.
Hmm.
Molly McCoy, right?
Yeah.
yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up there. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Well, like I said, stay tuned with everything going on, and we'll let you know when the next episode drops and what our we already told you our topic. Actually, you guys got that before the actually main show did, because I forgot to say it. So we'll see you guys next time. We love you. Thank you so much for the support for the Patreon. You're helping us tremendously, and we'll see you next time.